Yo soy Maricruz Franco, soy psicología comunitaria y trabajo aquí en el Instituto de Investigaciones Interdisciplinarias. Bienvenidos a esta actividad. Hay varias organizaciones auspiciando, así que les felicitamos, ¿verdad?, por esta iniciativa y vamos a tratar de seguir acomodando a estudiantes. Así que en la medida que puedan, si hay asientos vacíos, pues por favor le dejan espacio a aquellos estudiantes que están llegando. ¿Cuáles son las organizaciones que están auspiciando para saber? Ajá, sí.
UPR y IPERT.
Tremendo. Teacher Pharmacy. ¿Cuál otra? Estas son. Ok. Pues tremendo. Queremos promover que precisamente organizaciones estudiantiles puedan auspiciar estas iniciativas porque están destinadas a que ustedes tanto participen en experiencias de investigación, ya sea aquí en el recinto, como en internados de verano, que suelen ser en Estados Unidos y en otros lugares, e igualmente que soliciten a estudios graduados, ¿está bien? Actualmente contamos con 31 proyectos de investigación en el instituto. La mayor parte tienen asistentes de investigación y cada semestre surgen oportunidades nuevas. Así que cuando reciban correos electrónicos del instituto, sepan que ese es el objetivo, que ustedes tengan oportunidades de investigación en diferentes escenarios. Así que sabemos que tienen una avalancha de emails continuamente. Vean estos correos electrónicos porque pueden ser buenas oportunidades. El programa UPR-IPERT es un programa de los Institutos Nacionales de Salud. Quiero anunciarles dos recursos importantes. Uno de ellos va a ser que ahora en el mes de noviembre vamos a tener unas certificaciones en línea. ¿Qué quiere decir? Son unas certificaciones que van a estar disponibles, son sobre temas de investigación en salud, una en el área de psicología y otra en el área de química. La de psicología tiene que ver con efectos psicosociales de los desastres naturales y la de química tiene que ver con bioprospección de plantas medicinales. Cada certificación toma 6 horas en completar, son gratuitas. Y una vez ustedes la completan con 80% de asertividad, pues pueden incluir esa información en su currículum vitae, ¿verdad? Son parte de los credenciales que ustedes pueden incluir en su experiencia. El otro recurso es que a través del programa UPR-IPERT pueden encontrar lo que llamamos un plan de desarrollo profesional, un PDP. Y ahí tiene una guía, es como un mapa para que sepan qué actividades son importantes de investigación. Cada una tiene una hojita, ¿verdad? De IPERT, pues ahí se pueden inscribir en cienciapr.org. Ahora mismo, cuando salgan, busquen ese icono de IPERT, se inscriben y recibirán esa información de los credenciales. Y credenciales como un TED Talk. Ustedes han escuchado los TED Talks, ¿verdad? Pues es ese formato con preguntas, o sea que es interactivo. Margie aquí ha sido clave, la profesora Margie Álvarez, en preparar ese material que va a empezar ahora en noviembre y cada año va a haber credenciales nuevos. ¿Alguna pregunta? Además de que, ¿por qué hace tanto calor? Pues estamos bien contentas de que esté aquí nuevamente la profesora Salud Delgado, quien les va a dar unas valiosas recomendaciones de cómo completar su ensayo. Saben que el ensayo es clave para solicitar estudios graduados y internados de verano, así que aprovechen esta oportunidad tanto para el contenido como para hacer las preguntas que tengan en ese proceso. ¿Quiénes van a solicitar internado de verano ahora próximamente? ¿Ok? ¿Y quiénes están en el proceso de solicitar estudios graduados ahora mismo? Excelente. Pues tremendo, aprovechen esta experiencia. Gracias.
Wow, welcome! Full house, I love it.
Sí.
Voy a seguir en inglés porque porque entiendo que la mayoría de ustedes tienen que someter ese ensayo en inglés, ¿verdad? So, but ask me any question you like in Spanish, podemos cambiar y hacer algo. But the presentation, I prepared the slides in English, and this workshop, manualmente, voy a presentar en inglés. Porque a mí me hace más cómodo. Pero cualquier cosa que me puedes preguntar en español y cambiamos, okay? So, I'm going to try and keep this within our time, because I know, does anybody have classes at 12? Many of you, right? So, and I know you probably want to get lunch at some point. I will do my best, okay? But I'm not offended in any way if you need to leave. Those people on the floor, there are a couple of spaces over here. Please, there's one here, there's one there, there's two here in the middle. Please find a space if you can, that's more comfortable. Does everybody have a handout? There is one handout which looks, if I can just pull down, thank you. It's got a little guy at the front. Does everybody have one? If not, there are some spares up at the door. And I printed like hundreds, so I was expecting a few people. If you don't, there are extras up at the door if you want to collect your handout. I don't have any extras here, they're up near the door. But do get one because I want you to write on it. So if you don't have a handout, maybe put your hand up. We can help get you one, okay? The people who are near the handouts can pass one across. So just show me your hand if you don't have a handout, and somebody can pass you one. Okay, so I'm going to go for it. I'm going to do this like 10-pin bowling. 10 steps to success, right? Let's keep it as simple as possible. 10 steps to remember when you prepare your essay, your personal statement, your application essay. Please keep your hand up if you don't have a handout. We've got some people helping to pass them out. Okay, the idea is, this is what happens if you follow your 10 steps. I have some sound, but I don't know if it's working. Let's see. It's not working. Never mind. Imagine. That's right. Step number 1, write this down in space number 1. You have 10 spaces to write your 10 steps. Step number 1. It sounds dumb, right? Read the instructions. You would be surprised how many students really don't read the instructions that well. Maybe you already have something prepared for somebody else, you think, oh, that will do. No, you have to read the instructions. Most universities, employers, graduate schools, internship opportunities, they will tell you exactly what they want. Please listen and give them exactly what they want. If they ask for a 2-page document double-spaced, you're going to give them a 2-page document double-spaced. Right? Not 3, not 5, not single-spaced. The instructions are really important. Many internships and graduate schools, they have lots and lots and lots of applications. The first thing they do is get rid of all the applications that didn't follow the instructions. They don't even read it. I asked for 2 pages, you gave me 3, you're out. I asked for double space, you gave me single, you're out. I asked you to use this title, you used a different title, you're out. It sounds harsh, but this is true. Sometimes there are 200, 300 applications and 10 places. Or 50 applications and 1 internship. Be one of the people that their application is read, because you followed the instructions. So really listen to what they want. They will tell you what they want. No, really, what do they want? No, really. Don't think you know. Read the instructions. And you can also consider, what do they already have? If they ask you for your transcription, they don't need you to write your grades. They have your transcription. They have your transcript. You don't need to tell them what you studied and what grades you have. They have that information already. You're wasting your essay telling them something they already know. Think, what else do they ask for? Because that tells you what's left. What do they want? Think about who they are. Don't write the same essay to everybody. You need to tailor, make your essay specific to that particular audience. Don't write using all microbiology terms if your audience is a general admissions panel. They're not all microbiologists. They're not going to know what you're talking about. And it doesn't mean they're dumb. They're just not microbiologists. They may all have PhDs, but not in microbiology. So remember, who is your audience? If it's a general admission panel, write to a general audience. An intelligent audience, yes, but a general audience. And never forget, what is the purpose? To give you an idea of who you are, it's like an introduction. The purpose is never, ever to tell them everything. It's a snapshot. It's something to get them interested. It's something to get you an interview. That's the purpose. It's not everything. Don't try to include everything. It becomes a boring list. So number one, read the instructions and answer the prompt they give you. These are real prompts. Sometimes it's something really general. A 2 to 3 page essay detailing what you hope to gain from this internship. That was from Disney. But many, many internships use a prompt like that. 3 pages. Why do you want this internship? This is Recinto de Ciencia Médica. Use the space provided to explain why you want to go to medical school. That's really general, right? Like, that's not helpful. This one is from the 2018 most common graduate school prompt. They do a survey every year. This is 2018. Some students have a background, identity, interest, or talent. That could be anything, right? Basically, tell me something about you, it could be anything, go. So what do they want? They want to know you can write. That's what they want. They don't really care what you talk about something, anything. Show me you can write. That's what they want. They want to know you can write. You can compose paragraphs. You can write with interesting detail. You can capture attention. You can pay attention to instructions. And what they ask you to write about really can be lots of things. Why you want to go to medical school, what you hope to gain. There are some differences. This one is about the future, what do you want to gain. This one is really about now, why you want to go. And this one is about you, your identity. So pay attention to the prompt. But usually they just want to know you can write. Choose something. So, number 2, this is number 2. So if you're writing, your prompts. What was number 1? I'm sorry, what was that again?
Read the instructions.
Read the what?
Instructions.
And what are you going to do with them? Read them. And reread them, and read them again, and read them again. And just check. Read them again. This is number 2, choose your focus. Remember all these really general, vague prompts, right? I don't know, whatever, tell me something, whatever. So you're going to choose a focus. Number 2 is make a choice. Choose a focus. Salud. A personal essay is like a picture. It's a snapshot. It's one version of you. It's not you. It's how you are in this particular circumstance. Don't try to show everything about you. There's no way one picture can show everything about you. You choose a focus. Maybe in this one picture I want to look fun and cool. In this other picture I want to look serious and academic. In this other picture I want to look like a teacher. In this other picture I want to look like your best friend. Choose a focus. What do you want to show them? Do you want to show them you're a great team person? Show them a picture of you working with a team. You want to show them you're really creative? Choose a picture that shows your creativity. You want to show them you love community service? Show them a picture of your community service. Never try to do everything, it's too much. And it's never everything, it's never all you. It's one picture. So think of your personal statement like a photograph, a picture. One picture. It's limited. It has one focus. This is all the same guy. He has a LinkedIn profile. He does research on how to present yourself professionally. This was a great quiz that he did last year. Which one do you think looks like the person who might be the best manager? If you can see these. Which one might be the best manager? If this person's applying for a management job, which number? Maybe this one? Why? Because why? The suit, right? He looks dressed appropriately. Number 4 maybe? Why? Right? So his position, the background, everything in this picture is giving you some kind of idea of what this person's like. That's your essay. Every single detail is like part of the picture. It's not everything, but it builds a picture. Maybe this one, he looks friendly, right? He's smiling, he's not too formal. Maybe some people might not like a tie, it's too formal. Maybe he's not approachable. Maybe this guy is the best manager because he's kind of casual, but he's still got a jacket on. But he's not tied, he's a kind of, yeah, I'm a cool manager. He's smiling, you can come talk to me anytime. I'm a cool manager. Is this guy going to be the best manager? Number 2. Do you want this guy as manager? Why not? He doesn't look approachable, right? He looks, even the angle, the frown on his face. This is the person who's going to sack you. You're fired from this manager. He doesn't look approachable. He doesn't look friendly. He's dressed appropriately. But the picture indicates something about his personality, right? That is your essay. This picture does not say, I am friendly and approachable, but the image represents that. Your personal statement will not say, I'm really hardworking and I'm very responsible. No, because that's boring. And nobody likes being told what to think. Instead, you're going to choose a focus. You're going to tell a story that shows how hardworking and responsible you are. And the person reading it is going to go, oh, that person's really hardworking and responsible. I'm going to give that person an interview. That's the idea. Oh, and it's written really well. And it follows the instructions. You've got your interview. That's it. It's a snapshot. The worst thing you can do is list. My name is. I was born in. I studied at. I don't care. Tell me a story. The people reading this, they're people, they're human. They've got so much work. Their job is not to read your statement. That's probably something they have to do. And they're probably doing it at home on their 3rd glass of wine at 2 a.m. I'm imagining. They're busy, they're tired. Don't bore them. They don't care where you were born. They don't care. Unless it's relevant to the position you are applying for. Unless it's relevant to the position you are applying for. Tell them a story. Give them something fun to read. These are people. And they like fun stories. And hey, if you can tell them a story that shows how hardworking you are, you've got your interview. And if that essay is well written, you've got your position on the interview board. On that day of the interview, there's only 10 spaces. You've got them. Likeable, 14%. He does the analysis on how people respond to these pictures. He looks really influential, like he looks super in control, but he does not look approachable. That's what we said, right, when we saw the picture. I think also somebody mentioned number 4 might be good, and look at this, that was one of the ones that rated strongly. In all 3 areas, that's the idea. You're not perfect, wonderful, the best person in the world for one idea, you're great at everything. You're a good all-rounder. You're not going to cure cancer by yourself. If, and I hope you do, have some part in curing cancer, you're going to do it as part of a team, I guarantee it. Never write your personal statement like you're one solution to the world's problems. That kind of sounds obnoxious. It kind of sounds like, you're this guy. Don't be that guy. Be this guy or be this guy. He got the best response for all 3. Look at this guy. This guy had earphones in, like that. You're not getting the management position. Yeah, you look likable, but that's all really. So what I'm trying to show you here is to make a first impression. That's your essay. It's not everything. It's a snapshot with one focus. You want to show one thing, like you're really approachable, or you're really great working in teams, or you're a fantastic problem solver. Choose one focus. They will not think that is everything about you. Just like I don't see a picture and think I know that person. It's a picture. It's an introduction. So choose an angle. Oops. Sorry. Choose an angle and a background. So your angle is like, what is it you want to show them? I want to show them I'm really hardworking. Or I want to show them I'm great in a team. Or I want to show them I'm really creative. Choose an angle. And the background context is the story that shows this focus. So I want to show them that I'm great as part of a team. And the background context is maybe one summer when I worked with a group of kids to make some graffiti art. It doesn't have to be something formal or academic. Choose something unique. I once read a fantastic personal statement about a student working at McDonald's. It was his personal statement from medical school. Like, number 1, whew, that's confident. Whew, you're not going to talk to me about your academic record or your community work. You're going to talk to me about working at McDonald's. So, well, number 1, I think this person's confident. Like, wow, okay, what are you going to tell me? And the experience was all about this person actually wanting to go into psychology. No, what? See your face, like, McDonald's? He wanted to go into psychology. He started by explaining how he didn't have much clinical practice because he's a real person and his real family is struggling economically and he really feels the real responsibility to put food on the table. And to him, that is a priority. Wow, I've got goosebumps remembering this essay. That's how powerful the first statement was. It's like, yeah, I haven't got all this stuff that everyone else has got, but you know what? I'm responsible for my family. This is a responsible person, okay. I keep reading. I work in McDonald's and I notice how nobody talks to each other in the line. They look up at the menu, they don't even look at me, I see up their nose. He described the disgusting, yeah, you can imagine. He describes the hairy, nasty burgers up the nose. Like, so I'm laughing now, I'm reading it, so I think you're responsible and now you've made me laugh. I like you. Because I'm a real person reading this essay and now I think you're funny and you're responsible. Do you see? And then he goes on to describe how people in the line look because they just throw money at me like I'm nothing. That's how we treat people on minimum wage. So this person's showing me their awareness that we don't value the people around us. We make judgments. You're in a job at minimum wage, therefore you're not worth my attention. This is a person wanting to go into psychology. And they're showing me they're aware of human connections and how that affects self-esteem. So now I think we're good at psychology. Do you see what this person's done? In a 2-page essay about working at McDonald's. So you're original, you're funny, you're responsible, and you're really quite perceptive about human behaviour. This person got into this on a full scholarship. They had all the other stuff as well. They had a lot of great grades and experience that really helped their application. But the personal statement got them an interview. Don't feel you have to do what everyone else is doing. Sometimes original is fresh, it's interesting, you can be funny. People read these. People like funny. People like moments of light and humour. People like moments of real. If Hurricane Maria affected your life in so many dramatic ways that you learned from as a person, and you're applying for somewhere in the US, but not many people are going to have that kind of experience to write about, use it. Show them who you are. Show them part of your background, something that's formed you, something that's given you an advantage in terms of maturity, maybe. I've already mentioned this, don't try and do too much, it's just a snapshot, it's one photo. They'll get to know you when you get on the program. Don't try and stuff this 2-page essay full of everything about you. It will end up being a boring list. So try and get some ideas together, what do we really want to show them, what's my angle, what one thing do I want them to know about me? And then from that angle, choose your story. Once you've chosen it, have confidence. Just go for it. I'm writing about McDonald's, that's what I'm doing. I'm going to show them I understand human behaviour. That's my focus. Have confidence in that decision. That's the picture you've chosen to show. And then, yes, reflect on the relevance. Maybe I'm going to talk about Hurricane Maria and how losing the roof on my house showed me to be someone who appreciates the opportunities I have in life. Maybe a member of my family lost their job and it showed me that I have to step up and be responsible. I have to earn money in my household. And maybe it made me be a bit older than a lot of other people around me. Maybe that's what I want to show. So reflect on the relevance, but never tell a reader what to think. Never tell a reader what to think. Statements like, I am hardworking. You're basically telling them, I want you to think I'm hardworking just because I told you. Just because I told you. And you should believe me. Why? They don't know you. You can tell them anything. They would much rather come to that decision by themselves. Show them an experience and then let them think, this person's really hardworking. That is much more powerful. Don't tell them who you are. Show them who you are. Number 3. What was number 1? What are you going to read? The instructions. Yeah, they were important. Number 2. Right, number 2, you're going to choose that focus. And remember, it's a snapshot. It's not everything. Right, number 3 is you're going to create a story. A narrative is a story. It's a non-fiction story. My students here from 3201, right, we know this. We've been doing story maps. Just like you do for a narrative, or a poem, or something you might do in English class. Central characters, main events, building, action, conclusion, resolution. This is a story. This is what you want. If you know literature, you can write a good personal statement. It's the same thing. You're just going to choose a real thing that's happened to you, and you're going to present it, you're going to write it like a story. And the purpose of that story is to show them who you are. So develop a strong narrative. Get that opening really strong. Make it sound like a story. If I've got 2 essays and one of them starts, my name is Maria, I was born in, I'm already asleep. I'm already asleep. I don't care where you were born. If I read another essay that starts, the room was empty. I smelled something wrong. That one sounds interesting. You're boring. That one sounds done my fourth class when I'm not in the head. I'm telling you this because this is real people, real lives, real humans are reading these essays, and they really do want to know who you are, but they'll be much more interested in who you are if you create a narrative that you can share with them. Don't just list where you're from and where you went to school, because that's just boring. Nobody cares. And if they do want to know, they've got your transcript. Don't do that. And that's what a lot of people do. You're here, so we're in this secret club now that no, that's not to do. That's not what you do. Let everybody else do that, that's fine, because we're going to be the ones getting the interview. So, do not write a chronological story of your life. Do not tell them where you were born and where you grew up and where you went to school. They don't care. And if they do care, they can check that out on your transcript. Talk about experiences or plans if they ask you about future that have a logical connection. And that's the thing I want to stress here, logical connection. Don't tell them 3 different things that show 3 different things about you. Choose maybe 1 or 2 central ideas that are connected in some way, and you can reflect on them the same way. Like these 2 experiences are about me working well with people. They've got to connect. They've got to have logic together. Otherwise it ends up being a list. A fragmented list of half-told things. Do not put quotations in your personal statement. If I wanted to know what Einstein thought, I would have asked him for a personal statement. Don't tell me what Gandhi thinks. You're not Gandhi. Don't do it. It sounds kind of obnoxious. On some implicit level, you're comparing yourself with Gandhi or Einstein. Yeah, don't do that. I'd much rather hear about you. Your voice should be in this essay, not somebody else's. So don't use quotations. It's not the right place for quotations. Be original. They want to hear you. They don't want to hear how much you agree with somebody else. Basically, where are you? You've gone. I know how great you think Einstein is. That's not going to get you into university, graduate school. This person thinks Einstein is great. Let's give him an interview. Nah, let's not. Fully developed paragraphs. And here, a developed paragraph, you should have covered this in high school English, or Spanish, or Lit, or Estudiar. Any class that really covers the structure of a paragraph. It's like a mini essay, right? You've got your introduction, your topic sentence. You've got your conclusion, your last sentence. The bit in the middle is like the 3 parts of the 5-part essay. Detail, detail, detail. And each one of them should have evidence, evidence, evidence. Questions, questions, questions. If you need to go back and refresh your memory on this, do it. It's worth it. How to write a strong paragraph. You can do a Google search. Okay, I've given you 2 samples. A sample A and sample B on your handout. We're going to do a real quick exercise. I want to know from these 2 samples, A and B, this is the beginning and the ending of their personal statement. And these are real personal statements that were really written and really submitted to a graduate school that will remain unwritten. Read them and tell me, who are you going to interview? You've got 1 interview position, you've got 2 essays. Go ahead and read it. Read that. Remember, you haven't got the whole thing, you've just got the very beginning and the very end. Does anybody already know? Who do they want to interview? Who do you want to interview?
B.
B. Does everybody B? Does anybody want to interview A? So A's gone. We didn't read the rest of A's essay. They do that. They'll read the first line and the last line. Make them good. They'll read the first paragraph and the last paragraph. Make them good. Because I'm on the graduate council and I've got 2 hours to read 100 essays. What am I going to do? I'm going to skim read. I'm going to do that. And I'm going to make a really quick judgment. Just like you did. So you wanted to interview B. Why? Why B?
Like, it's interesting. For me, it was interesting. It sounds like a story.
Ah, it's interesting. It sounded like a story. So what was wrong with A?
It started talking about someone else, not him.
Sounds mechanical.
Like this second bit. The best way to predict the future is to create it yourself. Really equals C. Like, really? You're going to do that to me? I want a cure cat! Yeah, really? You, alone, by yourself? You just sound a bit anxious. We need to prepare ourselves for the skills necessary. Like, that sounds so simple. You've been watching too many cartoons, though. You just sound kind of dumb. And that's a mean and horrible thing to say, and I don't know this person, and I'm not going to, because I'm not going to give them an interview. This person, on the other hand, sounds interesting. Is an act of difference. Cool. And you get to the end, and this person actually wanted to go into a kind of prenatal training, and she had loads of experience as well that she'd done in Peru, I believe it was. Guess who got it? You don't need me to show you what works, you can read it. But how often do we read our own work, thinking like that? Either I'm asleep or I'm covered in vomit on this one. This one, I'm reading a really cool story, and like, I want to meet this person. This person sounds really interesting. That's what gets you the interview. I do not know everything about this person, but I know this person can write. Even the beginning, that dramatic short sentence. That reflection at the end, if you got to it. She talks about, I'm prepared to embark on a new journey. This journey will culminate in the birth of a physician. So she actually uses the metaphor of a birth, like talking about birth, and then talking about this career step being kind of the beginning. And she's got a lot to learn, and she's going to be like this. Like, she doesn't know everything. She doesn't sound arrogant. She sounds like she's willing to learn. She sounds like a person. What was number one? Oh, just checking, right? Number two?
Choose your focus.
Number three? Okay, now you've got your narrative, show, don't tell. If you remember a really cool story, if you look literature now, or if you remember stories from reading them when you were little, description, smell, sound, taste, sight, this is what shows. It doesn't tell. And this is great because we love stories. Usually people love writing stories way more than they think of they love writing the first one. It can be a story! Yay! So this can make your creation process more interesting. The more interesting you find writing it, the more interesting you'll probably find reading it. If you write it like, oh man, I've got to write a puzzle, that's how it's going to read. Tone communicates in words. If you write it like this, you've got to give in the deadlines tomorrow. When I was born, that's how it sounds when you read it. Enjoy writing it. Get that creative spirit. Use your creative flair. Show. Don't tell. Don't tell me what to think about you. Show me something about you. And let me figure out who you are. So don't list, we've already talked about this, don't list your skills and personal qualities. I am this, I am this, I am this. If you've got that phrase, I am, somewhere in your essay, be careful. You're probably telling somebody what to think. Search for that phrase, I am. How many times have you used it? How many times have you telling the reader what to think? And every time you use it, it's like a minus point against you. If you're a kind of mathematical person doing like that, how many times have you just said, I am, I am, I am, I am, I am? I am hardworking, I am reliable, I have a lot of experience working with people. Yeah? Alright. I'd much rather you told me about one of those experiences. Maybe choose one. Don't tell me you have a lot of generic things that you're not going to tell me about. Choose one! And tell me how cool it was by describing it. And then I'll think, wow, this person was so engaged in that experience. I'm going to ask them how much other experience they've got at interview. Or I'm going to check out on their resume how much stuff they've done. Oh, they've done that a lot. Let them figure out who you are. Don't tell them what to think. Instead, choose the focus, describe it, show the skill you want to communicate. So, here's another example, sample C. This is a story, guys, so let's enjoy the story. These are all real personal statements. The humid, thick air hits my burning forehead. Okay, don't read anymore. Does that sound interesting? Can this person write? And you've gone off further. And that's what the person reading is going to think. Don't start, my name is, I was born in, no. Start with this. Adrenaline is flowing through my veins. I can feel it in the tips of my fingers. Breathe in, breathe out. Feel my heart pumping in my throat. I hardly breathe. Drops of sweat are running wildly in my back. Breathe in. I'm not tired, I say to myself, but my legs are aching and blood is running down my knee. But I don't feel pain. Breathe in, breathe out. The referee blows the whistle and suddenly I find myself sprinting towards the ball. That's the first paragraph. This is a person narrating how they were at soccer, joined a soccer team. Or football, British. And this is how it ends. I push through the pain in my soccer grades. I push through what I want in my career. I may fall and lose at times, but it doesn't stop me if I want something. It's the process of what makes professional. They've reflected on that experience. And what am I going to remember? I'm going to have blood dripping down that person's knee. Breathe in. And this story was actually about her losing a game. That's original, isn't it? Gosh, that's confidence. I'm going to tell you a story about when I failed. But I'm going to reflect on that in such a way that you're going to know who I am. You're going to know that I'm the kind of person that can fail, and I'm not going to quit. I'm the kind of person that doesn't have to be the best at everything to be successful in my graduate studies. I might not have the highest grade in every class. But wow, I'm going to try. That's effective. She got a position at graduate school. She's in the US. These are all planned. Sample B is now adopted. Sample A. Okay, so this is a sample. I haven't given you this, I don't think, or I'll give you a bit of it. The whole thing is available online if you want to check it out. This is a high school student who wrote a personal statement and got offered 5 Ivy League schools and Stanford. And she ended up at Stanford. They've got a 4% acceptance rate. What did she do? Managing to break free from my mother's grasp, I charge. That's interesting, right? This, I'm not going to read the whole thing, but this is about Walmart. was about going to Costco when she was 3. Which sounds like, woo! She got into 5 Ivy League schools and Stanford. This was her introduction. And how did she do it? She told the story. And through that story, if you read the whole thing, I put the website. It was 2016. Phenomenal. They had an interview with her on Business Insider. Like, how did you do this? She told the story. She recrafted it. Oh yeah. She crafted that story for months. She told the story about how everything in Costco was like a wonderland to her. And she looked and she described things with physical properties, like how fast that car's going and what angle the wheel's wobbly is going to hit the person at what time. Like, she showed her physics knowledge. She showed her knowledge of history when she was talking about hickory ham. And she connected it to old hickory. It was clever, and that's what it said. It was clever. And you could lie. And it also talks about her being black. This is how it ends. My intense desire to know and to explore beyond the bounds of rational thought. This is what defines me. Costco fuels my insatiability and cultivates my curiosity at the cellular level. I love Costco. That's basically this essay. Costco's awesome. Now, you wouldn't automatically think of that as an idea to get you to grad school, would you? Yeah, she's at Stanford now, laughing at you. Like, yeah, really? Get over it. Tell a story. Number 5. What was number 1? Just check it. Okay, number 5 is important. Once you've chosen a focus, you've written your essay, you're drafting it, you're going to show it to somebody. Preferably more than one somebody. And you're going to ask them for some feedback. And you're going to accept. Because that's not so easy as it sounds. You're going to want to defend what you've written. When they're critical and they say, this doesn't really make sense, what about changing this? You're going to go, no, I chose that because of this, and then don't defend it. But wouldn't you rather hear it from them and have time to correct your essay than have the graduate school panel think that? Listen to their feedback, please, listen. Show it to more than one person. The more people who see it, the better. Tell them what they think. Is this a good story? Does it look like I can write? What do you think? What do they tell you about me? Those are the questions you want to ask. And please accept that feedback. Don't defend what you've written. Because when you send this to your future employer, or your internship company, or the graduate school you want to go to, you're not going to be able to defend it. You're not going to be able to pick up and say, well, I wrote that because of this. No, you don't have that option. So accept it when somebody gives it to you. The best person to give it to is the person who's going to shred it and tell you everything that's wrong with it. That person, we all know that person, right? Give it to them. Don't give it to somebody who's just going to go, yeah, don't give it to that person. If all you want is to feel good, then yeah, fine, give it to that person. But if you want a stronger essay, give it to the person who's going to shred it. And just, you hurt me. But you did it. You did me a favor. Give it to the person who will be critical. Give it to the person who will really be honest. And tell them, be honest, please. Don't give it to somebody who'll just go, yeah, that's not helping. If you just want to feel better, fine, give it to that person. But their feedback's not going to help you. So share it. I recommend at least 2 people. 2 very different people. People who don't know you that well, even better. Because then you can ask them, what does it show you about me? What do you know about me from this essay? And what they tell you will give you an idea of what the admissions panel are going to think. Please, please, speaking as a person who receives a lot of these requests, respect our time. Don't stand next to me waiting for feedback. Come to me like this and say, can you read that? Tell me what you think. And stand over me. Right, I've got a class in 10 minutes. What do you want? Like, yeah, it's great. That's all I'm going to tell you in 10 minutes when you're standing over me. And don't ask for it back the next day either, like, I've got nothing else to do. Give people time. Respect their time. Don't pressure them for a reply, and definitely don't stand there waiting for a reply, because you won't get a good one. People don't like being overly critical to your face. They're probably more likely to write that down. And that's what you want. You want that criticism. So give it to them. Send them an email and please be critical. I know it's not great. Tell them, I know it's not great. I know it needs improvement. Can you just help me figure out some ways to improve that? Tell them it's okay. I want you to be critical. I don't want you just to say it's great. I know it's not great. Tell me how to improve. Leave the draft with them. Ask them, when could maybe I come back and pick that up from you, or, you know, be thankful of their time. Nearly everybody who does this does it out of their own free time and willingness to help you, but to give you good feedback takes time. They need to read it in detail. And please, please listen to their feedback. Don't be defensive. Don't defend what you've written, because that's not helpful. Then you'll just make them feel bad about criticising you. And they probably won't do it again when the next person asks. And really, that's what they should do. If they're defensive, you just take it on the chin and go, thank you. You killed me inside a little bit, but thank you. Because I needed that. If anybody plays sport, you coach sometimes, like, right? You're doing that wrong, do it again. No, not good enough, do it again. You need that coach, that tiger mom, the person who's going to be critical and expect the very, very best. That's the person. And please listen to their feedback. Avoid the temptation. You're going to feel that temptation to defend what you've written. Don't. Just don't say anything. If you disagree, then you're going to show it to somebody else as well. See if they say the same thing. And if they do, accept that criticism. It means whatever you thought you were doing is not working. So find a different way, or rethink it. Because if two people have said it, yeah, that's what they're going to think as well. Use their feedback to help you make improvements. The best feedback is the feedback that really, really points out areas of improvement. Okay, we're on number 6. Number 6 is pretty much written, right? You've got your idea, you've got your narrative, you've got your focus, you've got your rising action and your resolution. Number 6 is about making it pretty. Bellas artes. But this cannot be rushed. You've got to edit. First of all, you are going to edit, and you're going to get rid of cliches. This is one of the biggest problem areas in personal statements. Get rid of cliche. Make sure the content is relevant. It's structured. It's expressed effectively for the audience and purpose. Some of the biggest things that I often see in personal statements that are pretty terrible, things like this. Fill in the blanks. Ever since I was 3, I have always wanted to be a physician. Really? Seriously, if I read that one more time, I've got to have like a booklet ready next to me where people give me their personal statements. If it's a draft and you've included something like this in it, I've read it a million times. And it never tells me anything different. And usually it's pretty fictional. Like at 3, you didn't suddenly go, yeah, I want to be a doctor. Of course you did. You were 3. If you did, you were really weird. 3-year-old something like that. It's usually not very helpful. I suddenly realised that I wanted to be a teacher. No, you didn't suddenly realise. This is something you came to from years and years and years of experiences and reflection. And it's very rare that the hand of God comes down and touches your brain and I suddenly realised, hallelujah, I want to be a pharmacist. No, it doesn't happen like that. It's pure fiction, don't say it. It's not realistic and it's not real. appreciate. You did not suddenly realise. I guarantee it. My dad is a lawyer. So, no. Is your dad going for this position? Well, no, tell me about it then. And this is a really common mistake. My grandfather is a fill-in-the-blank, so I want to be a fill-in-the-blank. It doesn't really tell me a lot. If you want to tell me about a particular experience that you had at your granddad's clinic, cool, tell me that. But don't just make me think that just naturally because somebody else in your family is that profession, that means that you know everything about that profession, or necessarily that you're going to be good. They might be a terrible position. I don't know. Unless I actually know that person, that tells me nothing. All it tells me is that you simplistically think you can learn to be a lawyer by osmosis. By standing next to another lawyer. So they're going to get all that lawyer juice. Right? How silly does that sound? That's what you're saying. What is that? Now this, brace yourself because I'm going to say something that sounds quite harsh. If you say something like, my grandma died, therefore, I want to be a doctor. No offense to your grandma, but all grandmas die. I'm sure it was a deep, moving personal experience for you. If you want to tell me about that experience, but don't just throw it out there and expect that I care about your grandma, because I don't. Sounds harsh, right? But it's true. I don't. I don't know who she is. I don't care what she does. Brace yourself. Yeah. Unless you give me a reason to care, like you tell me a narrative with gold. That's it. If you want to make a relative's demise or suffering or death, then you make that your narrative. You don't just throw it out there and assume that because a family member died, you're going to be a good doctor. No. Everybody has family members who passed on, and more as you get older. It doesn't seem like anything particularly original or interesting. So I say, my goldfish died. I want to be a vet. Yeah? So they I want to open my own fill-in-the-blank clinic, school, office. Like that just shows me that you remember the guy who was like that? That's you. I want to open my own, mine. I want to be boss. It's all mine. That's what we say. These two, your intentions and the expressions. I want to be a doctor because I want to save lives! Da, 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 Powerpuff Girls! It sounds really simplistic. And yeah, probably that's not the majority of what doctors do on a daily basis. Like, give me a bit more reality in your doing. I love that you want to save lives. That's a very great goal to have. But for that to be a focus and for you to say something like that, it sounds really simplistic. Like you just want to be the guy in the movie. It's like, is there a doctor in the house? Yes! But I'm saved alive. That's what you want. That's what that's telling me about you. Oversimplicity. It doesn't have reality in it. It doesn't have the daily grind of what doctors do. It doesn't involve all the, the admin, the heartbreak, the personal relationships. I'm much more interested in that. I am really passionate about filling the doors. It may be true, but I'd rather you showed me your passion than said, I am really passionate about ... Who actually speaks like this? Do you ever go up to somebody and say, you know what, I'm really passionate about it? Like, yeah, like, you don't talk like this to people, do you? You show them like, do you know something happened today in my class? It was great. I had this moment with a student, I read an essay and they started crying, I was really sad, but it was kind of funny, and we all had this moment, we're like, wow, she's really going to speak today. Show me. Don't tell me. Okay, the second thing you're going to edit for, this is number 7, and it's still editing. cliche. Number 7 is edit for tone. Another one of the most common areas of problem is sounding arrogant or sounding simplistic. These are the 2 biggest problem areas. Sounding arrogant or sounding simplistic. This person is the person I want to own my own clinic and cure cancer. This person is da-da-da-da! And these are the 2 biggest problems. You sound arrogant and obnoxious. Natural scientists, show me your hands. Show me your hands, natural scientists among us. Natural sciences, chemistry, math, physics, show me who you are. I know you're here. Okay. If you are showing me a hand in any capacity, do this. Natural scientists. And it's because a lot of the material you read does this. And it stems from a lot of, it's kind of what I call the Sheldon Cooper syndrome. I know every, yeah, and that's how I say, don't be that person. I know everything about my subject if you don't. Therefore, I'm great, give me the job, yeah? Nobody wants to work with you. Don't be that person. So that's the arrogant tone. The simplistic tone I often get from pedagogy majors. Where are you guys? I want to help every kid and change the world and open my own school and the world will be so happy. I love it. I love that. That's where you want to go with your life, but it doesn't sound really realistic. You're going to cure the entire country's problems in the entire educational system by school. Yeah, I can see the flaw in that logic. I hope you're going to be a really important part of change. But that sounds very different from, I'm going to do this and then everything's going to be great. So these are the most common kind of statements. To make you sound arrogant, natural scientists, watch these, Sheldon Cooper's amongst us. Describing yourself as if you were already in the profession. As a doctor. You're not a doctor. Don't say that. And you're probably writing to people who are doctors. Are you going to tell them what being a doctor is? Describe yourself, so describing what the job involves. Yeah, they know. They have that job. They probably know a lot better than you. Don't tell them what the job involves. They're assuming if you're applying for this career, you know what it involves. Obviously. Of course. Clearly. Sheldon Cooper. Talking only about yourself and your achievements and your milestones. Well, isn't it a personal statement? Yes. But are you the only person in the world? No. Will you be the only person in your graduate program? No. Will you be the only person working in the career that you choose to work in? No. I don't know of a single profession that you have no contact with anyone else. Don't make it sound like you're a one-woman or a one-man solution to the world's problems. And that's really common. The most common one for simplistic tone is thinking that the work shadowing experience or a family history, this is that my father was a, therefore, kind of question, kind of statement. Thinking that it prepares you for that future career. Maybe it gives you a bit of an insight into that particular job in that context, in that particular location. That's a very different thing. A very different thing. Describing a single career path where the end point makes you the boss. Like you want to be a teacher, then you want to be that, right? You want to open your own school and the world ends, and we're going to. Or I'm going to be a lawyer, not my own law firm. And basically any career path where you are the boss and you don't mention anybody else, it's just like the location, the school. You want to open a beauty clinic. That's it, that's the end point, there's nothing else. What are you going to do? I tend to die then. Is that it? Life is a learning experience, right? We carry on. Explaining how you intend to solve massive and complex problems with a simple solution. Like, kids need help, I'm going to open a school and help them. People have cancer, I'm going to cure it. What do you do? But if you do work as part of a massive team, like you're dedicated to research on this problem for decades or hundreds of years, to have this simplistic idea that you and your singular ideas are going to solve very complex global problems is really simplistic. We're getting there. Okay, this is natural scientists. This is an example of a real personal statement that was really submitted to the Ciencia Médica, that was really rejected. It starts like this: why do people choose desire over necessity? And this is how it ends. As a scientist myself, I felt trivialized. However, deep reflection brought me to an understanding. They don't know science. They don't know science. How many people don't know science? Most people in America don't even know about evolution. It's not just a theory, but an observable fact. Most people. Some people are even unaware of the most basic rules of physics or how entropy works. You don't know how entropy works. Oh, you're so much overload.
You did.
This sounds really young. As a scientist myself, deep reflection, they don't understand. And then stating that, especially something that is potentially a fightable issue, like, and that may be what you're learning. But you've got to be careful dealing with polemic issues. So yeah, it's not so simple though, and this is how it ends, not even a period or a correct spell. The good news is I helped it, right? We're strong after that. Okay, we're at number 8. What was number 1? Alright, just checking. Number 8, proofread, proofread, proofread. So you've written it, it's a story, it's interesting, it's got one focus, you've shown it to a few people. You've checked that it's not cliche, that it's not too simple and it's not arrogant. Now, you work on the accuracy, and not until now. When you give it to your reviewers, way back, you're not asking them about spelling or grammar, you don't care at that stage. Tell them explicitly, please do not. I know it's still got a lot of errors, I'm going to work on that later. Please give me some feedback on the ideas. Your first edit is for ideas. It's only when you get to that final draft that you're interested in technical accuracy. This is like polish. This is when your sculpture is complete and you are painting it and polishing it. You do not waste polish or paint on a tree bark. Don't waste polish or paint or time making something pretty that's going to change. It's a waste. It's a waste of your time. So, now you're going to make sure it's accurately written. Seek help. We have tutors on campus that can help you. You're nearly done, but don't rush. Because rushing this stage shows lack of care and attention to detail. And that is one of the things they're looking for. Yes, they want to know you're interested. Yes, they want to know something about it. But they also want to know you're good with details. You're good with accuracy. You might be the person representing their company. If they're asking you to write this in English, you might be the person who has strong English, who revises their website. They need to know you can pay attention to details and get things right, so please don't rush this stage. Most common mistakes. I've got a few which I'm going to include. They're on your they're on your handout as well. Check your own most common mistakes. Look back over your essays that you did for class. What's the common thing that you do? You've probably done it again. Because we don't learn things immediately. We learn by practice, trial and error. So whatever you've done before on another essay, you've probably done again. Check for it. Yes, use software programs, but don't rely on them. Because they don't know what you mean, they're not human. And then double check. Only after you've done all that stuff first. Double check with somebody who is more of an expert, perhaps in English, if this is written in English, or in Spanish, if it's written in Spanish, or whatever other language it's written. Cayey Título 5, we have tutors. I'll be honest here, I'm advertising your services all the time. And I know we have lots of people who can help through that Cayey Título 5 tutorial service. Your English professor, who respect their time, and don't give them a draft that hasn't gone through all these stages yet. Some of the most common errors, run-on sentences, sometimes called the comma splice, where you have basically a full sentence, and then a comma, and then another full sentence. It's a really common problem. Pronouns. Everybody has to visit the dentist. Everybody has. These kind of pronouns, indefinite ones, they're third person agreement. Apostrophe mistakes. It's always been my dream. It is, means an apostrophe. It's without an apostrophe means it belongs to it. Apostrophes are a nightmare. Check them. I don't know what that is. Some kind of weird apostrophe disease. Verb-subject agreement, noun-verb agreement, lack of agreement. These opportunity are. These are plural, opportunity singular. So I've got plural, singular, plural. An error like that, it's going to suggest that you haven't got control over the basics. And they happen all the time, don't be right. But that's why you proofread. Misplaced modifiers. At 8 years old, my father showed me his clinic. Wow, he had a clinic when he was 8. That's impressive. That's impressive. We do this all the time because we assume that people know what we mean. They don't. It's details like this that will show you right well. You were it, not your dad. But you are not in that sentence anywhere. But the modifier describes you. This is a really common error. Translation errors. Was the biggest dream of my childhood? What was? You're thinking in Spanish. Era el sueño más because you can do that in Spanish. You can just start with the verb with no subject in Spanish, and that's fine. That's great Spanish. But you can't do that in English. Translation errors are really, really common. Shifting verb tense. When I was in school, I had a great teacher. Well, I was, and I have. You've got past and present there. So what, you have a great teacher now, or you had a great teacher when you were in school? I'm a little bit confused now about what's going on. Okay, number 9. So number 8 was proofread. What was number 1 again? Oh, just check it. Just check it. We didn't forget that, right? Number 9, we're nearly there. I'm doing well. I'll try and finish up so we can have some lunch. Plan for success. So, you're going to think about everything you need to do. Plan for success means give yourself time. Which is why I've got this prompt down here. Ideal time span for success. So, what are you going to do? You're going to read the instructions, generate ideas, choose a focus that makes the first impression, write the draft, make it a story, show, don't tell, share your draft. You're not going to pressure somebody, you're going to wait for them, and then you're going to get feedback and work on it. Then you're going to edit to get rid of cliche, you're going to get rid of the tone that sounds arrogant or simplistic, you're going to proofread. How long do you think this might take? A week? A year? Somewhere in between? Give me an idea. What do you reckon? A few months? I did an average of about 15, 16 graduate websites that actually gave an answer to this question. They said 3 months. And they were all graduate schools in the US. Writing advice for native speakers of English. So maybe if you think you might need a bit more time because English, you're not so strong, maybe English is your second language, maybe you need more proofreading time. They said 3 months. Maybe add a bit to that if English is your second language. And you might have translation errors and things like that. It's quite a long time, isn't it? Get started. Wouldn't it be awesome if you did a draft of one in class? I'm laughing because my class is doing this now. Get started. Don't leave it. But it can be enjoyable. Think about that narrative. Number 10. What was number 1? Oh, okay, guess what number 10 is? Okay, now that you've gone through all of that, that was 3 or 4 months months ago, you've forgotten what the instructions say, now you've gone off completely on tangent. No, you're going to go back to the instructions and you're going to use them as a checklist. You're going to literally highlight them and go, yes, I've done that. Yes, I've done that. Yes, I've done that. And you're probably going to find something you didn't do. Because it didn't come out to you 4 months ago. But now it did. So before you submit anything, you go back to the instructions. Because the worst thing is to spend 3 or 4 months on this wonderful essay, and they don't even read it because it's not the space. They don't even read it because you didn't include what you needed to. It doesn't have the page number. I've known graduate schools that literally say, here's a list of requirements. If it doesn't have all of those, don't give it back to me. And one of them is as silly as the page number is on the left. The person's name is on the right-hand side. It's not justified. Something as simple as I can get you off the table. So don't spend 3, 4 months doing a fantastic essay just to have it done right, because you didn't follow the instructions. Word count, length, font size restrictions. Don't think of word count as a suggestion. It's not. It's a limit. It's not like Pirates of the Caribbean. That's more a guideline. No. It's an absolute. How you should save it and send it. If they want a Word document, you give them a Word document. You don't give them a PDF. You don't give them a mini file notepad. You don't give them a Google Doc. You give them exactly what they want. The specific wording, make sure you've addressed the specific wording. And at this stage, if you see something and you're like, I didn't do that. It doesn't matter. Yes, it does. Go back and change it. Right? 10 steps to success. And I did have a sound there, but it's not working. So thank you very much for your time. I wish you all the best of luck. Do go off and get something for lunch before your next class. Success.